Bitcoin smashed a new all-time high, and a lot of us are probably wondering, wait, if it's already hitting $117,000, doesn't that mean that this bull market is almost over? Well, it is, but I have some good news. I still think that there is a lot of gas left in the tank, according to this one chart on Glassnode. I am super excited to share this chart with you today because it has literally shifted my perspective in my expectations for this bull market, and it's telling me that this bull rally is literally just getting started. All of that and more in today's video here on Coin Bureau Trading. What's up, guys? My name is Aaron Dishner from The Better Traders. You are watching Coin Bureau Trading. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button now, like the video, take out something to take notes with, whether it's a pad of paper or if you're going to type stuff out, that's fine. But we're going to be focusing on this specific chart that is on Glassnode. Now, I have to admit, I don't know if this chart is necessarily available to everyone on the free tier, but I do have a paid tier or a paid subscription to Glassnode. But this chart alone, man, this is great. I'm super pumped about this chart. Can't you tell? I mean, look at it. All the squiggly lines, all the colors. Isn't it just so helpful? So we're not going to go over all of the scientific definitions of all these squiggly lines. We're just going to be looking for patterns. We're going to be looking for shapes. Basically, we're going to transport ourselves back to kindergarten and looking at charts. Sounds like fun, right? Nap time. So the first thing I want to help you see is that every single time we reach a market top, like back over here in 2011, right over here, 2013, right over here in 2014, these tops create a huge dip or a huge drop in LTH STH supply. Now, check it out. We get the inverse. When we see a big increase in this is typically where we start the roller coaster over again. This is where the fun starts, and we see it fall more and more like that. It's letting us know that a rally is taking place. Like right over here, seeing it shoot up super duper high, and then it starts to drop a lot. There we go. That's a parabola right there. Boom. It also identifies moments where the market is oversold and again, starting to have a rally. This one doesn't work so well, but good grief, this one works amazingly well. I'm going to show you this right here. This is 2014 to 2018. Check this out. We get a max peak here on this blue line, LTH STH Supply Ratio, and check out what happens with the price. Yes, at 279. Yes, I know. What were you doing in 2015? I was not buying Bitcoin. I really wish I was. So check it out. When we see this blue line fall, look what happens to the price of BTC. It's rallying super duper hard. Now, there are moments where we start to see it move back up because there's a change of hands, I guess you could say. But look, when it starts to fall even more, especially when it's basically moving straight down, is when we are about to go parabolic in price. And we finally reach a low, just like back over here, and that corresponds to a top. This actually works really well for the next market. Check it out. Here's the 2018 high. We have our LTH STH supply ratio down here. It starts to move up, telling us that we're seeing an increase in short-term holders. And then look what happens. Back over here, we see this big push in early 2019, Then we see this fall down, and look what happens to the price of BTC. It's rallying, right? We get another push down. Yes, we have COVID that messes things up in many ways. But look at this. Oh man, I lost it. I want you to see this though. Check this out. We hit a spike, a peak, and it starts to fall. But when it starts to dump like this right here, this is where we really start to see things go crazy. And notice November 2020. And we see it shoot all the way down here to a support-ish level. Which, look at the time too, March 2021. A lot of on-chain metrics identify January or March as the top for the last cycle. And what's crazier is, look, it starts to increase right before the price decreases. And then, of course, we hit our November 2021 top. Now, I want to keep going. Check this out. So we finally get it going back down again. We get our reset, and then there's our reset. Cool beans. Great. So this is like a whole lot of nothing happening during this period. But check out what happens when we look at our current period. We see a huge spike right here. We see a huge increase. Now, this is during Chop City, right? Chop City 2023 was pretty brutal. But look at what happens right over here in October. We max out with our STH supply ratio at a higher high at 7.06 or so. But check it out. It starts to dump. And when it dumps real fast, note the time. January. From January to March, we had an epic alt season and Bitcoin rally from 39K all the way up to 70K. And then all of a sudden it starts to flatten out and move back up, letting us know, nope, rally's over. We see the same thing happening again in September 2024. Check this out. It drops dramatically again in October, just before the election pump, dropping dramatically as Bitcoin goes up to $100,000. Now, is that not wild in general? Like, that is just crazy. And the coolest part, the best thing you can take away from this video right now, is that we've hit a local high here, right up at 6.56. We did not exceed, or rather go higher than this level, but it's clear to me that this metric is starting to lose strength, starting to fall, just like it did back over here before a huge push, just like it did back over here before a huge push. Now, it's not dumping dramatically yet, but this is exciting. Now, there are still two more things we have to look at, but before we get to those, guys, you got to hit the subscribe button. You got to like these videos. Let us know if this is the kind of stuff you like. Dan has been knocking it out of the park lately. I posted a video earlier this week on Tuesday talking about a massive short squeeze incoming for Bitcoin. Boom, hit that out of the park as well. If you like what we do here, liking, subscribing, that helps to support our channel. But even more so, Coin Bureau has negotiated some amazing deals on your behalf with CoinCatch or 2Bit, which are non-KYC requiring exchanges. If all of you in North America don't have access to leverage trading and you want to have access to it, 2Bit actually upped the ante. Now you can earn over $15,000 by signing up to 2Bit with the link provided below. There's also a link to sign up for Bybit for those that have access to this exchange in your jurisdiction. Plus, there are more deals here at the Coin Bureau website. When you click on this, it takes you to Coin Bureau's website, to the deals page. The first thing to check out, of course, is the Coin Bureau Club. This is a private Discord server. Parts of it are public, but the private parts are... Oh man, missing a gold mine right here. All those people that skip over. The private section of the Discord server has a lot of really good stuff in it as well. Dan's posting, Guy is posting, Nick is posting. They're all their alpha. And I'm also posting in there about 4 days a week. So there's also a discount for 10% off our course at thebettertraders.com, which is the Smarter Trader. Good dream. Ugh. The 15 Minutes of Financial Freedom course, this one. This is not my first video of the day, you can tell. So this course is great for beginner and intermediate traders that are learning how to trade crypto using an automated trading platform like AllTrading. Now, the course is really, really important for where we are right now. And this is why this ties in perfectly to what we're talking about over here on Glassnode, because the reality is that I still believe that this is a top year. I still think that Bitcoin will top out at about $173,000. If it goes higher, cool beans. That's amazing. But I still believe if this year's a top year, then next year is going to be a bottom year. Now, I want to help you understand this because we are seeing some incredible signals firing here with this really unsexy titled thing on Glassnode, long short-term holder supply ratio. But the reality is that with a big bullish push right before us, we need to understand that you have to stick to your trading strategies. If you decide to abandon it, you decide to ape into stuff that's pumping just for fun, as Bitcoin is now even pushing up higher, it's actually exceeding the new all-time high, making new all-time highs all the time. You guys, you're going to lose big time because you're going to be experiencing strategy drift. And this is something that I teach you how to escape in this course. Okay, I want to talk to you about the next thing. These two, plus V, 30 DMA, plus V, why are they both plus V and they're green and red? Because it's always Christmas in crypto. It's always red or green. But the bigger thing I want you to see here is how we can use this information to correlate to tops and bottoms. Let's go back to the same range back over here in this cycle. What you're going to notice right away is that this red line drops super duper low, indicating when the market's going parabolic, when things are pumping. You'll also notice here when it's flat, that's typically when this green area, these columns, I guess you could say, or this mass is increasing, and that's telling us when we got some chop. So here we got this increase that's happening, letting us know chop, chop, chop. Has a little bit of a break, maybe. No, there's still lots of chops, but notice where it tops out. Then it starts to drop, correlates to a bottom pretty well. Not the exact price-based bottom, but good enough. Honestly, getting Bitcoin at $2.47, that's a steal. Now we can continue to see these patterns happening here, but check it out. The biggest pattern, the biggest sign that you can see right here is when you see it start to lose support and it just absolutely drops, marking yet again another market top, marking yet again another parabolic market top. Now notice what happens first. The blue line moves up first, and then we see a decrease in the red line. So the blue line will start moving up first ahead of it. Like back over here, it was moving up way ahead of it, and this is letting us know, eek, we're almost out of time. This is it. Now, does this actually play out for 2014 to 2018? Great question. Let's see if the market has matured and changed things. Well, we have a huge green spike here in the plus V green area, and it doesn't necessarily correlate to an accurate market bottom. We have a little bit of signal noise happening here, but check this out. Falling lower and seeing the red line falling more is letting us know, oof, watch out, guys. This is going to be going crazy from here. And it does. We see this happening over and over and over and over again. But when we see it start to drop to these huge levels right here, this is letting us know, be careful. Market is starting to get toppy, especially because it's reached support, just like it did back over here in 2013. It hit that same level over here in 2017. Now, let's go over to the next market cycle. Yes, it does retrace back up, and we can see, yep, there's signs that, okay, there's bottom, and there we go. Okay, cool. Then we actually hit our market bottom, and then we see the change of hands, all this fun stuff, but look back over here. So we see blue line fall. We see this start to absolutely plummet, and it falls back down to a support range yet again. To this level right here of negative 0.21 is significant. Now notice that the price of Bitcoin does move up higher from here, but that's pretty much letting us know market's almost done. Are you getting nervous for where we are right now? Don't be, because I'm going to show you exactly where we are right now and what's happening. Now, the one thing that only gets me nervous about this is that we kind of topped out with a new high here with our blue LTH, STH Supply Ratio back over in October. And we also know that Bitcoin went much higher, but look at the same thing happening, absolutely dumping. And then it bottoms out here with the price. We see the same thing happening here in December. We see it happening December 5th. Bitcoin, of course, went higher, but look, similar story. But look at where we are now. Admittedly, we are not seeing this red line plummet, which is actually a good sign that we still have gas left in the tank, a lot. When we start to see this red line start to drop dramatically lower, that is a very big signal that we should see the price of Bitcoin pumping a lot higher, letting us know that we are starting the end of the rally. Right now, we're doing just fine. It's actually flat. Now, I expect that by next week, we're going to see this start to drop a bit more. It has Thursday's data in here now, finally. I've been watching this a lot. But the main thing that's happening, look, even just over the last 2 years, you can see a similar pattern. See, green is increasing, and then it decreases. And as soon as it starts to decrease, we see a big increase in price. Green increased, not as much as before, but it's decreasing, and we're seeing an increase in price. The biggest sign that I can see from this is that we actually should be moving up higher and harder, which is extremely odd given the fact that usually over the summer months, BTC is usually chopping sideways. Now, I also understand that it is not fair to just choose one chart to cherry pick, but this chart isn't alone. This is one chart that just shows so much information and shows all the right information. Yes, we could look at TradingView, but looking at on-chain metrics like this is so powerful. And it's not the only one that's flashing bullish signals right now. So I want to leave you with this. Just because we're seeing this signal, or rather the lack of a top signal firing on this Glassnode chart, does not mean that we will not have pullbacks. Expect the market to have pullbacks. I made a video back in November, maybe December, saying that the first pullback sets the tone. Watch out for Bitcoin's next pullback, because we can use that as information as we start progressing towards higher highs. I still expect, and again, this is my personal opinion, that Bitcoin will probably top out in November at $173,000. But you know what? It might happen sooner. It might go higher. It might not hit that target. We have to be flexible, and we have to not stay stuck in our concrete thesis about what we think is going to happen next with Bitcoin. We need to go with the market, to go with the flow. And when we do, we're going to actually make way more money instead of being rigid and stuck in all of our trading ideas and all of our expectations of what the market should do because of what we want it to do. Be really careful. So again, this one chart is amazing. And I'm going to keep updating people on this chart on X and stuff like that. But understand that this is good. And if I see a huge change in this chart, trust me, I'm going to let you guys know here on Coin Bureau Trading, which is why you got to stay subscribed. So I want you to watch this video. It's going to pop up right here. This is when Bitcoin was a lot cheaper, but it's talking about this idea that the first pullback sets the tone. Watch this video. I'll see you there. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.